welcome to Crime Cocktails and BS, where every week we break down a wild case, the latest reality chaos, and mix up a cocktail to match.
We're your hosts, Kaisa and Alex, best friends, crime junkies, and reality TV addicts. So grab a drink, get comfy, and let's get into it.
Yes, this week we're going to be covering the premiere of Summer House, as well as ABC News' big documentary series, Scamanda. So Scamanda is a dropping true story of Amanda Riley, a seemingly devoted wife, mother, and churchgoer who faked having cancer for nearly a decade. She scammed her community out of thousands of dollars while living a completely normal life. Until one day, an old friend of hers was suspicious and started asking questions where everything began to unravel. What was your initial reaction to it? Because I know you were following this story from when the original podcast came out.
Yeah, I think I loved being able to see the people they were talking about, like the clips of her talking and her little online blogs. I didn't see that before with the podcast, so it was really putting the face to everyone. And I don't know, it was very interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I remember you talking to me about it and being like, this is this crazy story. And it also seems really apt to talk about it now, not just because of this docuseries that's going on, but also Netflix just put out Apple Cider Vinegar, which is about Belle Nixon, who also faked having, I think it was cancer or some big disease. And she got all these people on board with her, had a blog, all this stuff. And she was lying about her age, lying about actually being sick, all these things. So it just feels timely to be talking about this as well.
We need to cover that, by the way.
I know we do. It looks really good too. I want to watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Amanda Riley claimed to have Hodgkin's lymphoma. There we go. I love this already. In 2012, launching her blog, My Story, Our Journey, to document her supposed battle with cancer. So it contained pictures, she documented every single thing that happened. And because of that, it gained so much traction, especially with partnerships from the American Cancer Society. And that also led to widespread fundraising. She created Team Amanda bracelets, which reminded me of the big Live Strong bracelet fad.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. And with that as well, she was so into her church that she spoke at events and used personal testimonies to gain sympathy. Her blog was really meticulously curated. I mean, she had photos of her in the hospital, with do you remember that one photo she had with the cap on?
Yeah.
And she's laying in bed. She's showing people her ports for her IVs.
Several IVs all over her arm.
Yeah. So you're seeing this knowing that she faked it. But it's how was that even possible? Because it's photos of her in hospital beds. I don't know. It was blowing my mind. And then throughout this, a bunch of contradictions started appearing because all of her stuff was time-stamped, because she was blogging every single little thing she was doing. And just things weren't adding up. She said she had cancer, but then she was pregnant and her treatment schedule wasn't lining up with what trials she said she was doing. And it was just a lot of emotional manipulation to gain all this sympathy. She claimed things like her pregnancy was reversing her cancer.
Yeah.
Which I've never heard of.
It's not something
ever.
That happens.
I watch a lot of medicine ER kind of shows. Which, by the way, if you haven't watched The Pit yet on Max,
oh, it's good.
It's amazing. But yeah, so just all these people, especially close to her in her life, were noticing her babysitter noticed that Amanda just seemed too healthy to be this cancer patient. Her stepdaughter's sister was I had cancer and she looked way too good to be having cancer. She told her friends that she was getting a PhD from Stanford, which was a lie. She said she claimed to own her home, which she was actually renting. She said that she got featured in a bridal magazine, which actually never happened. And I think the biggest one for me that stood out was when she said she had fluid removed from her brain. but then she went swimming that same day and like dunked her head underwater,
Yeah.
which like doesn't add up.
And her friend was like, "What is
Lisa,
happening?"
who is like
Yeah.
plays the most pivotal role in this
Hmm.
whole thing. Yeah.
It's nuts.
Hmm.
And just the way she talked about like the things in her blog post, like, we made the hospital visit fun by playing like
Yeah.
ball, Nerf gun wars or something.
Oh yeah, with the nurses and the
Cool.
doctors. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like that is hospital appropriate.
Just trying to make it sound so sweet and like innocent,
Mhm.
and I don't know.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. So she also used the role of religion and her church community to manipulate people. So she crafted this identity as a devout Christian battling terminal cancer, which made her story instantly sympathetic to her like religious circle. She used faith-based language to reinforce her authenticity, like God's plan and like trust in his timing and believe in miracles and things like that in her blog. So she was really just feeding into that church community. Um, the church environment kind of helps with the scam because many people assume, at least in the church community, that a Christian wouldn't lie about something like that. So serious. Like, it's just, yeah. Uh, churches also try to prioritize helping those in need. So they like have fundraisers and things like that. So she knew she could use them to get money,
Yeah. What
probably.
about that one, like that one church? What do you call it? I don't, it's not a mass. Sorry. Wow. I mean, I know in Catholicism it's a mass. I don't know about other
Mega
brackets.
churches.
Yes, thank you. But yeah, they were saying like it was the first time ever they did like a love thing where people were just like throwing money at them, at her and her
Yeah.
husband. She was like, yeah, I was seeing like fives and ones and like
Yeah.
20s. Everyone was only supposed to give $1 per family. And all of a sudden we just see all this generosity. And I'm like, you are scamming these people.
So sad. And like,
Yeah.
yeah. And there were just piles of money on the
Hmm.
stage.
Reminded me of a drag show.
It did. Yeah, so she was just like very much using people. Like she was allowed to speak a lot on stage, and she made it about her a lot of the time. So it was like the focus was on her illness and like her staying positive and believing in like God's direction or whatever.
Mhm.
But it's total manipulation of these people.
Yeah.
So. Her blog posts and social media tactics kind of also went towards the Bible verses, prayers, like those things. So again, using religion to manipulate people. She used the Catholic guilt or Christian guilt thing. Um, that made me sick because she actually directed money that could be going towards like sick children, which is
Mhm.
what they had fundraisers for before,
Yeah.
and directed it to her only. So she was just stealing money from other donations.
Hmm.
Disgusting.
Yeah. And then what
Yeah,
about like that music video they did? It was in one of the episodes, like the church created this like music video
I
for
don't remember that.
Amanda. And that one girl, I think her name's Lindsay, who was a part of the church, she was like,
Mm.
yeah, I got to like be in the music video and I like
Oh yeah, I remember that.
donated so much money to her and she was
Lindsay was
donating
just,
plasma and
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, which I guess a good thing that people were donating plasma and blood to hospitals, I guess.
Hmm.
That's maybe one good thing that came out of
Yeah.
it. But yeah, she like created urgency on the posts where she would post about worsening symptoms and
Mhm.
expensive treatments and how she needed help, but like she didn't want to ask people for help. It was just like complete manipulation.
Yeah, she manipulated that girl Rebecca because she did a post like that being like, the like the co-pays are getting so much. It's like we need 1,200 like a thought like $1,250 to do a test or a trial or something. And that girl Rebecca read the post was like, I wrote her a check for $3,000. So
And
she'd
then
be
she
fine and
continued
covered.
to donate to her weekly or like monthly. It
Yeah.
was crazy.
And I
Yeah.
mean, she really did play on people's egos though, because she would shout out the people that donated in
Hmm.
her posts.
So they felt special. And
Hmm.
then she also used her kids and her husband as emotional like appeals, making it harder for people to like not give,
Mhm.
basically. She's like, I need this for my children. I just don't want my children to suffer. Da, 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 da. It's
Yeah.
just, it makes me sick.
Yeah, I mean, she used that money like through like the investigative journalism that went on, which we'll get into. Like they found that so much of the money was actually going to like luxury items, home renovation, shopping,
Vacation.
vacations. That, like Kaisa said, the church set up so many fundraisers and donations. They even did silent auctions, and those were all siphoned into her personal accounts instead
And
of
didn't the
going.
church pay for her to go to a trial in New York or something? Like,
Yeah, that was the one that girl Rebecca did. She was saying that there was a trial in New York. It was like it was closing on when she could like sign up for it.
yep.
But she needed money, and so Rebecca just wrote her a check and was like this. And then she helped her get airfare for free. She said she had a friend of a friend who lived in New York and could get her somewhere to stay for free. Like all of these things. And I mean, Amanda even filed for bankruptcy though, because she said that just like the overwhelming medical expenses but she kept continuing to live this like very comfortable lifestyle.
Yeah. How do you file for bankruptcy and prove that she probably didn't present medical?
Yeah. And also, by the way, they weren't living in like a rural middle America kind of place. They were living up in Silicon Valley. They were in San Jose and then moved down to LA. It's both not cheap places. So when we say Lisa plays this pivotal role, she was a friend of Amanda's from San Jose that saw a fundraiser pop up in 2015 and started reading Amanda's blog and saw Amanda saying that she was first diagnosed with cancer in 2012, which set up a red flag for Lisa because she was like, I remember you telling me you had cancer in 2010. What's going on here? Like, you told me you had cancer 2 years before you're now saying you just were diagnosed. So, red flag went up for her. And she's also the one who said that Amanda had fluid taken out of her brain and then went swimming in her pool and went underwater. And she had like a band-aid behind the back of her ear and
Where
stuff. So,
normally you would be in the hospital for
yeah,
like a couple days with something that invasive.
exactly. So we have Nancy Muscatello, who was the producer for Crime Watch Today. And like, honestly, my hero when it comes to investigative journalism now. Holy crap. The things that she was able to dig up, I was like so impressed.
Yeah.
Um, but she took the case on for the show once Lisa reached out to her, which, by the way, it's been a secret from when Lisa reached out to when this docuseries came out that Lisa is the whistleblower for all of Amanda. So Nancy was fact checking all of Amanda's blog posts, actually going as far as going on official cancer trial databases to
Mhm.
see if Amanda's blog, where she's saying she's taking these trials, are lining up with the actual trials. Which, like, how can you not expect? Like, did she just think people were not gonna start questioning things or like look it up?
I know, that's what I was saying. It's
Yeah.
like when she had photos of little vials that
Yeah.
didn't show the like label, and then she reached out to those trials and said, like, would you let someone treat them or like inject themselves at home? Like, no way. Trials are
It's not
monitored.
Ozempic, you guys. Like, you
Yeah.
can't just like shoot up this stuff at home.
Chemo that's under trial, like where they
Yeah.
look at every detail and document it and keep track of it for the
Yeah.
trial. Like, there's no way.
Exactly. And the craziest part is Amanda was still posting in real time. So
Hmm.
Nancy was able to fact check as she was going and as updates were coming up, which then led Nancy to reach out to were they still in San Jose at this time? I don't know. I think she reached out to the San Jose Police Department and their fraud unit, which was just one guy. It
Hmm.
was just, what's his name?
I don't know, but he was
I
great.
lost it. He's amazing. It was just one guy in the department, but reached out to him being like, I suspect fraud happening. And sure enough, in 2020, um, the Department of Justice officially charged Amanda Riley with one count of wire fraud, which seems kind of nuts to me that it was only one, but
Hmm.
Okay. She pled guilty in 2022, admitting she fraudulently collected over $100,000 from donors. I think it had to have been more.
It was. That was only what was donated on her website through
Mm,
the like payment
yeah.
portal that went directly into her account. But there were other fundraisers and the cash at the church and all of
Mhm.
that. So
Yeah. I mean, court documents revealed how much she fabricated these medical records and altered documents. Like, she took a document she had from, like, I think like a PET scan or something, which, by the way, this whole part screamed Real Housewives of Orange County
gross.
because I have to relate it back.
I know. Megan King Edmonds, like hero.
Yeah,
That
such a
season is stunning.
legend,
Yeah.
legend in the
Legend.
Housewives franchise
Yeah.
because not Brooks Marks. Apologies, I love Brooks Marks. Brooks, Vicky's ex-boyfriend who faked cancer, had fake documents doctored up, and Megan King was like, "Nope, these are wrong." Even Shannon was comparing them, being like, "I have an actual document from this hospital. This is fake." But the fact that like she was able to keep these lies going for so long is
Mhm.
insane. And I mean, this isn't even talking about how much mental turmoil they put her husband's ex-wife through, like trying to
Yeah.
make her the bad guy and all this and all that. But yeah, so Amanda was sentenced to 5 years in federal prison, which I feel like is easy. Like that
Yeah.
was
Shocking.
minimal time. And ordered her to pay $105,000 in restitution. And the judge, condemned her for manipulating people's emotions and exploiting the goodwill of her community, which we're saying is fucking obvious. Like,
Yeah.
what the
I
hell?
can't believe her husband didn't go to prison with her. He was
He
found.
knew, like, come on.
Yeah. How could you not know? Well, I guess Vicky didn't know when she was dropping Brooks off, but this was way more in depth than that. Like traveling for treatment when she's posting about it. There's no way he didn't know when she wasn't going to treatment on those vacations. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
And like,
understand.
how could she just like be in the hospital for a few days? Like, did she walk in, walk out, like just take, like, find an empty bed, go take a photo? Like, it's so
Right?
confusing. Like, you can't go to the hospital that much complaining about stuff before they're like,
They flag you. Yeah.
yeah,
They flag you like
exactly.
Munchausen.
Yeah.
Um, wait, is it Munchausen?
Yeah, Munchausen's.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Speaking of psychological aspects of this, um, it's really upsetting what this does to the medical community. Um, Erosion of trust, scams like Amanda's make people more hesitant to donate to legitimate cancer patients and charities that they haven't researched, out of fear of being deceived, because this does happen actually quite often, sadly.
Hmm.
Financial impact. The money could have gone to real cancer patients. Instead, it went to her vacations and personal lifestyle. Um, cancer patients often struggle to get the support they need, and scams like this can make it even harder for them. And then also the HIPAA laws. It's really hard to navigate those, and I don't know, just presenting as having cancer.
Hmm.
There's no one can dig deep like they did with this. This is like a
Yeah.
full, yeah.
I mean, and
Uh,
then you feel for the cancer, like the people who have actually suffered from cancer too and have
right,
survived, like they're also donating to her
right.
because
Like
they're
they
like,
could
I know
use
how
that.
this, yeah, it's like, I know how this feels to go through
Hmm.
this. Like, I want you to get all the help you can get.
Yep.
It's so fucked up.
So, what's the psychological aspect behind a scanner? Scammer. I said scanner.
I don't know if scanners have psychological
Scanner. The
aspect.
computer. Uh, so I'm not a psychologist, but a lot of people have commented on what they think she was dealing with, which is pathological lying. Because I guess throughout her whole life, even in high school, she was a liar, and people
Mhm.
came out and talked about that. Some scammers blur the line between deception and delusion and convince themselves that their actions are justified. So they like sometimes can just believe their lies, which is
Mhm.
crazy. Narcissistic traits. She's obviously a narcissist in some way or another.
Most unshocking
Yeah.
point in
She
the whole
clearly
thing.
craved attention. She like posted
Yeah.
on a blog every day and she wanted sympathy from the church, from everyone in the public. She definitely had an addiction to it. Like you don't go out of your way taking pictures in a hospital
Hmm.
without having an issue. Let's just say
Yeah.
that. She definitely was greedy financially and emotionally manipulative. She wanted to be seen as a brave survivor and like dealing with this horrible thing so well. Like she really wanted to present that image. She justified her actions because she was sick, and maybe she even convinced herself she was sick. I don't know. There are several scams like this, like the Belle Gibson, like you said, the
Belle
healing journey.
Gibson, that's her name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so she also used social media
Mhm.
to tell her story, which was fake. Uh, Anna Delvey, who we love
Yes.
and love to hate.
Love and loathe all at the
Yeah,
same
she's
time.
great. We actually should talk about her if we
Yeah.
haven't already.
We
Uh,
haven't. We should.
yeah. Oh God. Sorry, my dogs. Um, there are several, and like we said,
Yeah.
Brooks.
I mean, doesn't would Gypsy Rose fall into that category? Because like her mom made her sick to get attention, essentially.
Yeah, that would be Munchausen by proxy. So
Hmm.
it's like someone else, like usually a mother makes their kid
Yeah.
sick. And so, yeah, definitely. And they use social media for gaining attention.
Yeah.
Wild stuff, guys.
Wild. Let's segue over to our palate cleanser for the episode, which is the newly titled CCBS Cocktail Corner.
CCBS Cocktail Corner. So
Yes.
this is the Sweet Deceiver.
It's really pretty.
It is really pretty. It is gin or vodka, up to you. Rhubarb strawberry syrup, fresh lemon juice, ginger beer, and you can use a rhubarb cutting or a lemon ribbon for a garnish.
I thought it was a little like lychee thing for a moment when you first held it up.
No, I wish.
It's really pretty though. Are you more of a vodka or a gin person?
I like some gin things, but I prefer vodka.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Same. 9 times out of 10 with gin, I'm great. Like I'm such a good time. The 10th time, I am the one crying in the corner because
Oh, yeah, I guess I don't know. Gin doesn't make me emotional, but I don't like the flavor as much. As,
no, I get that.
Mhm.
I understand.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
vodka just burns and it's like, yay!
Well, I love like dirty martinis, so that's just
Ugh.
like vodka.
I can't do them.
Oh,
I
love.
can't. Me and martinis just don't get along. I can do espresso
Oh, why did
martinis.
I think you liked martinis?
I guess because technically a Cosmo is a
Yeah.
martini, so I like those.
Hmm.
But and I like espresso martinis, but like
Mojito is great.
apparently that is the most annoying cocktail
Yeah.
to make or to
A
order
lot
at
of
a bar.
mulling or whatever it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mulling. Is that the word?
I don't
Sounds
know.
wrong.
Muddling.
Muddling.
There it
Muddling.
is. You have to muddle the
Dane's probably
things.
just like laughing at me in there.
That's fine. I'm glad when Dane actually participates. He's the
Um,
husband of the podcast.
yeah, he is.
Yep.
Okay, we're diving into Summer House.
Yes. Which we're only one episode in, by the way. So when this episode of us airs, we were only one episode into the actual season.
Right.
And already I was getting secondhand embarrassment. I was laughing. I was sad. I was like girl power through it.
Mhm.
Like so many emotions. What was your like first thought going into watching this season?
I was like really confused about how they were going to deal with Lindsay's pregnancy,
Hmm.
and if they already knew, obviously they didn't because she announced it.
Yeah.
And then the new people, I was like, well, who are they going to be? what is this going to be like?
Yeah.
And
So Lexi is actually like the new person because apparently Bailey, who was technically there and is supposed to be the other new person, I guess after filming Wrapped, she was on her like TikTok and Insta, like all her socials, shit talking the show, shit talking all the people on the show. So they essentially like removed her from like the cast photo. Like they didn't include her in the cast photo. They didn't include her in any of the promos. They didn't really, I don't think, if they do an after show, I don't think she'll be included. Like she just,
wow. It's
yeah,
really interesting when they do that, like take her out of scenes or she'll be like in the background maybe.
yeah.
It's really interesting.
Well, and then Lexi, she apparently is just like a Nepo baby dater. I guess she was with like Brooklyn Beckham for a long time. And then she
Yeah.
dated like uh Kaya Gerber's brother, who is Cindy Crawford's son.
Oh wow, I
So
didn't know that.
she is just like I don't know. So her and
Clout
Jesse
chaser
just
a little bit.
like, yeah, it's just like, I don't think it is like really gonna happen with her and Jesse. But she seems pissed off enough in the promo about him and Sierra. So, which by the way, I love Sierra. There's
I do
nothing wrong
too.
with Sierra. Her, and what did you think of her interaction with Wes?
I mean, I love it.
It
I
was
love
so
the full
good.
shoulder. Yeah. It's so good.
The fact that he afterwards was like, to Kyle was like, I went to go give her a hug and instead she like slapped me on the chest. And I was
Yeah.
like, what am I supposed to do? And
What
it was
did
just
you
like a
think with
ripple
that?
effect.
Yeah.
Like you essentially trash talked her and your relationship in a New York Times article, which by the way, how did that even end up in the New York Times?
I don't know. And he like ghosted her. He just manipulated her. I didn't.
Hmm. Well, now
Good for
apparently he's
her.
like hooking up with Brianna Chicken Fry, who I cannot stand for the life of me.
Oh no.
And someone was like, "Oh, I hope she like comes on the show next summer." And someone did a TikTok being like, "Don't come to my house.
Yeah, don't.
Don't come here. Stay away."
Okay, what are your thoughts on Lexi? Because I know we were texting about it.
Just no. And it's not like she's too young to be on the show thing or anything like that. It's just no.
Well, it is kind of weird. Like I don't know. She seems like a literal baby next to them. And
What
then
about
Lindsay having a baby and then this new like teenager.
also, how is she friends with Amanda?
I don't know.
Like, it
It's
doesn't
very
make
strange.
sense. I was just like dying laughing watching it because I don't know. Like, Jesse Solomon, love him, beat cancer, seemed great. You don't go to your friends and say, I think she's ditzy, and then ask her, are you ditzy? Or
You dumb.
would you consider yourself ditzy? She looked
Yeah.
so offended. Oh no, I remember what you and I were texting about. I was like, you don't trust anyone who was homeschooled.
Yeah.
Don't, that's a red flag. Don't trust anyone who's been homeschooled.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be real. She annoyed me this first
Yeah.
time.
What about when Jesse was like, did you take the ACT? I was like,
Yeah. Why is he asking all those
when was the last
questions?
time you went on a date, sir? Like, when was the last time you actually had to ask a woman a question?
He's a dumb boy.
Yeah. Well, it looks like he's a dumb boy getting into a lot of trouble. And we haven't even gotten the new guy in yet who seems like just a
I
I
know.
don't know why the word gigolo came in. I feel like there's a much more contemporary word I could use for it, and it's just not happening.
What is it? Emerald?
Emerald?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what he is like.
Yeah.
What did you think about Lindsay's extensive
Pregnancy announcement.
background announcement? Yeah.
It was very Lindsay.
Mm.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed taking a trip down memory lane.
It was
Um,
really fun.
yeah, and I also love just okay, you know this. I actively try to not be petty. Actively.
Yes.
But I will go to war for a petty bitch
Yes.
because they make my life so much better when it's not against me.
Yeah.
Her having that like blown up photo of her sonogram and
I
putting
know.
it above
You
the
can see it.
mantle so when Carl comes in, he has
Just
to
see it.
see it. I was like, this is well done.
Also,
Like,
she
well done.
She just goes upstairs after announcing it and posts and makes money. And from the
Yeah.
post, she made money off of that. And then,
Yeah.
like, good for her.
Someone said this on Instagram or TikTok or something, and I agree that I like it. Like, which we have to get into the Paige and Craig of it all at some point, but what I do enjoy about Summer House is just how open they are about like, yeah, I'm an influencer. Like, I don't like that's my job.
Yeah.
They're not like faking being like, "Oh, I'm a nurse, but I
Hmm.
make a lot of money by like posting
Right.
photos with
Like with the
ads and all that."
housewives and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I like that they're just open about it, and that's just what it says under Lindsay's name now. It's just like influencer, and I'm like, yeah, of course she is. Like it makes sense.
Good for her.
Yeah, but they were like, that's the difference between Summer House and Southern Charm is that
Hmm.
they at least are like open about it on Summer House.
Yeah. Southern Charm oddly is like a stuffier version of Summer House.
Yeah, the only one who seems to be like open about it is Vanita because that really is she's like a fashion blogger influencer, and I love
Yeah.
Vanita. You don't
Yeah.
touch Vanita.
I know. I love her so much.
Yeah. But yeah, what do you think? How are you feeling about seeing, I guess, like the other or another side of the Paige and Craig?
I'm so interested to hear what happens because Craig is currently going on interviews talking about how she's lying
Hmm.
about on Summer House and how he never texted girls, like blah 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 blah. And he's trying to act like the bigger person in this breakup when we know it was Paige being the bigger person.
Yeah,
Like, so I can't wait to hear her side. I
me too.
can't.
And I can't wait to see just like their interactions from her, I guess, perspective.
Yeah.
Because really, we've only seen it the Southern Charm side of things because
Yep.
it's been on for already 10, 11 weeks. And we haven't been able to see the Summer House version of events. And I think they're kind of like at the same time-ish.
Hmm. Yeah.
I can never tell with Southern Charm because it's like always looks like it's summer there.
You
So I'm
know.
very confused.
And they broke up before Thanksgiving, right?
Oh my God, the timeline, yeah.
Yeah. So it's very, yeah, very
Yeah.
confusing.
What do you hope or like what do you predict happening this season?
I know there's going to be drama with West. I know there's going to be
There's
drama
always.
with, I feel like Paige just is the star of the show and doesn't really have drama with people that
But it
much.
looks like she's gonna have drama with Kyle, so that's gonna be interesting. And then I'm excited to see the love triangle play out with Jesse, Sierra, and Lexi.
Yep.
Because like Sierra's a bad bitch.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I love her.
I'm excited to see how Carl deals with Lindsay having a
Lindsay.
baby. And
Yeah. I know
also,
that's
they'll
gonna be.
both be sober, so it'll be like a totally different dynamic between them.
Hmm.
But there's a clip of him saying like he's praying for her or something.
Oh yeah, and she's like, I don't need your prayers.
Yeah.
There's
Interesting.
already so many good one-liners.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I
I'm
maybe
so
she's dit.
excited.
I think she's ditzy, and Paige is just like, I think she's just Canadian.
Yeah.
And I was
Paige
like, by
is
the way, I love
amazing.
Canada. Don't even. But
I would marry Paige. I'm just
I
saying.
love Paige.
Yeah.
I do. I love her so
I
much.
love her.
I love the women on this show who have been on this show for a while, like the OG women on this show. I adore.
Hmm.
I really do.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see the Lexi Jesse shit show that will
Mhm.
occur.
Absolutely. Like he's already saying after 24 hours, I'm in love with her. I gotta buy a ring. We're like,
Yeah.
dude, and all the other guys are like,
Yeah, they're like, what the hell?
yeah, you gotta chill out a bit, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I'm stoked.
Yeah,
It's a
me
good,
too.
good
I also
season so
can't
far.
wait. I'm quoting this, by the way. I can't wait for Sierra to whip her dick out on the table.
Oh my God.
Can't
Yes.
wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Should we switch over to quick shots of truth?
Yes. Let's do it.
I'll ask you first, I
Okay.
guess. Okay. These are very themed.
Okay.
Okay. Would you rather be scammed out of $1,000 or accidentally scam someone out of $1,000 to help make amends?
Scam someone.
I
I don't
love it.
know.
I love it. Okay. If you had to fake an illness to get out of something for a day, what would you choose?
For a day, I
Yeah,
mean, I get migraines all the time, so I'd probably
you
just
do.
get a migraine.
Yeah, like they can't like test you for that or anything.
Yeah.
Which famous scam artist? So you have like Anna Delvey, Elizabeth Holmes, Gypsy Rose, I guess, and like obviously Amanda Riley, all them. Who would you want to have a drink with?
Anna Delvey.
Yeah, for fucking
She's just
sure.
so still so delusional. I'm
What
loving it.
about her on Dancing with the Stars and she gets voted off first and they're like, anything you want to say? She's like, nothing.
Yeah, she's so
Like
ridiculous.
she just walked in Fashion Week too and she had the
The
ankle
ankle
bracelet
monitor.
on. Yes. I was like, this is epic.
She's iconic. Like,
I mean, we
honestly,
shouldn't glorify people like that, but I mean, she's
no.
kind of,
Like, she did bad things, but like, can you imagine? She lived a glamorous life and just pretended her way through it.
yeah. I think about her every day.
I do
I
too.
think so. Totally not related. Would you rather always have to wear a Halloween costume in public or always have to wear a full formal outfit like a ball gown or something?
Oh, Halloween outfit for sure. That would be my dream.
Ball
Oh my God.
gown.
Yeah.
Have you seen Wicked?
Yes.
Okay. When she's like,
Ball gown.
ball gown,
Ball gown.
ball gown. I love her.
Yeah.
And then would you rather have to sing everything you say or have a dramatic movie score play in the background of your life at all times?
Wait, what kind of movie?
A dramatic one. Like you would just have like a constant music playing to like go along with your life.
I want that.
Yeah, same. There's a
Yeah.
Family Guy episode with that in it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't remember that episode.
It's like one of the first few seasons where
Okay.
they did like viewer mail. They only did two episodes like that.
Okay. I need to watch
My
it.
Family Guy knowledge is disgusting.
I know you're, yeah,
Yeah,
an
I'm an expert.
encyclopedia of
It's gross.
Family
I
Guy.
mean, it's wonderful, but it's gross.
It's wonderful. Okay, let me ask you if I can
Okay.
find my questions.
I'm mentally prepared for this.
Would you rather be on Traders or Housewives? I may have asked you this already.
And I think I said Housewives, but I think I'd rather be on Traders now.
Ooh.
No. Well, after this past
Um,
episode, I definitely would want to be on Traders.
oh my God. Okay, can we just talk about how Tom Sandoval is actually the star of the show and he might accidentally win?
I hate it so much.
What did you think about the cheaters line at the end?
Oh my God. And
Why did
Gabby,
he
all the
say
women
that?
are like, sir.
Was that on purpose or was it like a
I think
Freudian
it was
slip?
it looks like a Freudian slip,
Yeah.
but
Anywho.
it's
Anywho.
Sandoval, so who knows?
Okay, Erica Jane's expensive or Luann's money can't
Erica
buy you.
Jane's expensive.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
play
yeah.
it. It's on like every playlist I have.
Expensive to be me.
It's so good.
Oh, hi.
I did quote Money Can't Buy You Class one night to my dad, and he was like, "Oh, that's true." And I go, "Yeah, Dad, elegance is earned. It's learned, my friends." And he had no idea. It was
It's like,
great.
wow, my daughter's so intelligent and
34 years of life, and I just have all this knowledge.
knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Summer House or Southern Charm?
Like for me to be on or like
Just in
just in
general, which would
general,
you choose? Yeah.
I've been more of a consistent viewer of Southern Charm. I just like this past year and a half got into Summer House. So I guess Southern Charm.
Yes. Um, would you like a Netflix docuseries or an old school Dateline?
Like to watch?
Yeah.
Old school Dateline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, spend a night in the Lizzie Borden house or the Cecil Hotel?
Lizzie Borden house because it's not too far away.
Oh yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
That's it.
Do you know the nursery rhyme for Lizzie Borden?
No.
Lizzie Borden had an axe, gave her mother 40 whacks. After what she saw she'd done, she gave her father 41. Never heard
Wow.
that. Oh, maybe it's a New England thing.
So beautiful.
Oops.
So beautiful.
Thanks. All right, well, that's a wrap, guys.
Subscribe, review, rate. Stalk us on social media for more tea.
Yes, and remember, stay petty, stay thirsty, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thank you.